Hello friends, and welcome to your week ahead readings with me, Intuitive Rene. I can't call them CharmScopes this week because there's not going to be any tarot. I decided this week that I was going to use just my charms. I used them on Friday for my little daily 60-second outlook, and you know, everybody always loves my charms, so I thought they were on the table. I thought, you know what, I'm going to use them for our week ahead scopes. Can't use the word tarot. So yeah, if you are new to charms, let me explain to you quickly how it works. I have a bowl full of, there are a lot of charms in here, and there are charms that depict, so many different things. I started off with a small collection of 36 charms, and I have just added and added. I still to this day continually add charms to my collection, and basically I don't have specific interpretations or meanings for the charms. Just looking at this gorgeous little elephant with all the evil eye depictions on it, I don't have a predetermined interpretation for it. What I do is I allow my intuition to be triggered whenever the charm comes up. So for example, this giraffe, sometimes it's going to tell you to reach tall, stand tall, to grab the sweet leaves at the top of the tree. Sometimes it's going to be telling you that you're a little bit awkward, it's all dependent. This one typically refers to healing, healing and recovery and things improving and getting better. But generally speaking, I allow my intuition to tell me what the charm means at the time. Now you're probably wondering, Rene, what is with the circle? What is with the ring? So this is actually a rubber ring, which normally sits under my very large quartz crystal singing bowl that I have. And it's made it into my charm collection. So basically today, the way that we're going to do this, I'm going to record 12, as I do each week, 12 readings, one for each sign of the zodiac. The format is going to be the same, but obviously the reading itself will be different. The ring is going to reflect you, okay? So when we're doing the reading for a particular zodiac, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle, I'm going to grab a couple of charms, and I'm going to drop here, okay? Obviously charms are going to bounce, and they're going to go where they need to go. I'm setting the intention that this ring represents you. So if a charm lands, and I'm just grabbing one, if a charm lands inside the ring, it is something about you. If a charm lands outside of the ring, it's something that's happening to you. Okay, so that is just something I came up with. There's no rule book on it. It's what felt right for me, and that's what we're going to do today. My ring is a bit small, but then my surface space on the table is a bit small. So obviously the ring should be relevant to the number of charms you're going to be throwing, the size of your working space, and all of those kind of things. So friends, I do hope that you're going to enjoy the readings. As always, all I ask in return is a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. I'd love a comment from you. I do read absolutely every single one of them, and it just really helps my channel to get seen, to get noticed, and if that happens, it means I keep coming back bringing you more awesome content. So yeah, thank you. So again, if your first 2 week ahead readings, normally it's tarot, but today we're doing charms. So this is your CharmScopes. I made that word up. And basically, if you look at the timestamp below, in the time bar below, you will see that it is broken up for each sign of the zodiac. So you can skip straight ahead to your sign of the zodiac. You don't have to sift through all of them if you are Pisces right at the end. I do start by Aries, and I do move all the way through to Pisces. So friends, let's get started. And as I said, I do hope that you enjoy, and we'll see you at your zodiac. So Aries, hello and welcome. Let's get the charms shuffled. Let's grab a small handful. We're not doing a lot because we haven't got a lot of time. Let's do a short little shuffle, grabbing just a few, and let's drop. Right. So this is quite interesting, Aries. We've got the snake that has almost wanted to jump straight back into the bowl. We have got a little medical symbol for healing. What do we have over there? Oh, we've got an angel wing. We have got, I'm going to call it a cup of coffee. All right, we've got a cup of coffee, and we have a old-fashioned telephone. All right, now the old-fashioned telephone was right up against the edge, so I am going to leave it there. So Aries, if we have a look at what is going on for you the week ahead, what is happening with you, okay? What is happening within yourself? What is about you? So the telephone is telling you need to make a connection with somebody. The fact that we also have a cup of coffee, the Aries, is telling you that maybe you need to phone a friend and go and have coffee. Maybe there is somebody that you haven't connected to in a very long time that you need to reach out to, that you need to make a connection to. So, and you know what? Sometimes we say, oh, but I made the plans the last time. I phoned the friend the last time. I invited them the last time. This time I'm waiting for them. Like, I get that. I get that we generally do like to take turns. It's the unwritten rule, if we can put it that way. But we have the angel wing, and the angel wing is telling you, oh, sorry, and let me not forget the medical symbol that's come through here as well. Let me just bring it forward and show you. And the medical symbol is the sign of healing. So healing is necessary. Now, I don't know, Aries, if the healing is with you or if the healing is with your friend. And as I say that, I am being corrected in my ear. The healing is with you. Why? Because we've got the angel wing inside. We've got the telephone and the coffee inside. And inside the circle means it references you. Now, let's bring the snake into it, because I don't know about you, but I am not a fan of snakes. But the fact that the snake sort of, if I remember correctly, it sort of jumped and it bounced off the side of the bowl here and landed where it did. Now, the snake is something about shedding skin. It's about renewal. It's about healing as well. But it's also about, it gives us a fright. Okay, when we see a snake, especially if it's an unexpected snake, we do tend to get a fright. We do tend to jump. So I'm saying to you now that there is somebody who you have lost contact with. There is somebody, Aries, that you haven't spoken to in a while. Somebody who maybe there's been a little bit of a disagreement between you and them. And this week it is important that you make connection. It's important that we shed the skin, okay? It's important that we shed the skin, that we let things go, that we not hold grudges anymore, that we understand healing and rejuvenation, and understand that this relationship has now evolved beyond that, or it should have evolved beyond that. And the healing needs to take place. This person is an angel in your life. You are an angel to them. They are an angel to you. It is a mutually beneficial situation, but you definitely need to be reaching out to them this week. So Aries, that is quite important. And you know what? I know it's a little thing, but little things develop into big things, don't they? And little things can have huge consequences, positive consequences. So Aries, reach out to somebody who you have a little bit of an uncomfortable relationship with, an uncomfortable history with, or something like that. Make a connection, go and have a cup of coffee with them, reach out to them, and let the angels do their work. Much love and many blessings, Aries, from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Taurus, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week ahead have in store for you. Giving the charms just a little bit of a shuffle. I want to just grab a tiny little handful of them. Let's drop them. Oh, look at that. You only got two. Now, you're probably saying, Rene, there's only one. So there is one, and one has dropped just out of camera here. I'm going to push it forward. There we go, so that it is in the shot. Taurus, this is like, I try to grab more than two, I promise you, but two came through. And the two that we have is an angel and a broken heart. So Taurus, let me explain to you. The circle, in case you didn't watch the intro, the circle is what is happening with you, and what's outside of the circle is what's happening to you. Okay, so this is you, this represents you specifically, and this is what's happening to you. So inside of the circle you have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful angel, and notice how she's got all the healing ribbons around her as well. So she is the angel of healing. She is the angel that says to you everything's going to be okay. So you're obviously battling with something at the moment, Taurus. There is something happening in your life at the moment which is causing you discomfort, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychologically. It doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes pain is pain, and this is what we have to understand. And Taurus, there is something going on with you this week, whether you're conscious of it at the time of watching this video or not, but there is definitely some suffering that is taking place within you this week. And this is Spirit saying to you, you know what, we got your back. This is Spirit saying to you, we've sent the angel of healing, we've sent the angel of compassion, we've sent the angel of understanding to you to assist you this week. Now, that means, Taurus, that you need to be open to receive love and healing. And I'm going to say to you, because of this particular angel, the love and the healing that is being sent to you this week is going to come in unusual shapes and forms. So what does that mean, Taurus? It basically means that you need to be open to receive love and healing in the strangest of ways. So in other words, it could come from a complete stranger. It could come from a completely unexpected source. Now, the other thing that I have to bring in is this broken heart that is sitting here on the outside of the ring. When something lands outside of the ring, Taurus, my understanding, my interpretation is it is something that's happening to you, okay? So what this means is the broken heart, which is again representative of pain and suffering, of pain and discomfort, is something that's being done to you. So the healing that needs to take place, I am going to say that you are on the recipient end of that. Somebody is doing something to you which is causing you pain. Whether it is somebody is ignoring you, whether it is somebody is saying horrible things about you, whether it is somebody who is, being a bit of a bully or just being ugly or whatever it is, but something is being done to you that is causing you pain and discomfort, Taurus. And Spirit is saying, you're not alone. The angels are here. We are sending the angel of healing, the angel of compassion, and the angel of understanding to stand right by you to assist you through this process. So you do not need to hang on to the hurt and the pain. Just trust. And just to show you this particular charm, it's only half, okay? So it's only half the heart that's broken, the other half is full. So it's not totally disastrous, but definitely not a pleasant week, Taurus. There is definitely something happening this week which is going to cause you a little bit of pain and discomfort, but please just know that you are not alone, that the angel of healing, of compassion, of understanding is with you to help you and guide you. And this is somebody doing this to you. This is not just a circumstance. Sending you so much love, Taurus. I do hope that the week is not as awful as it seems. I hope that you manage to navigate through the challenges. And until we connect again, with love and blessings from our heart to yours, take care. Gemini, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what do the charms want to say to you for the week ahead. Just giving a little shuffle, grabbing a small bunch, and let's drop. All right, so we've got a charm over here, we've got a charm up there, and we've got two charms inside the ring. So Gemini, the way that it works, the ring, in case you didn't watch the intro, the ring represents you, okay? So this is you and what's happening with you. The charms that fall anywhere outside of the ring are things that are happening to you. So just to bring these charms into view, we have a little charm over there, and we have an infinity charm across the top. So I know this one looks a bit of a peculiar one, but this charm to me represents child, okay? I'm not saying that you are with child, Gemini, but there is definitely somebody's being childish. It's continuous. Somebody is being childish, and it is ongoing, and it is continuous. And I can hear this nag in the ear the whole time. So Gemini, just be aware that there is somebody outside of you, okay? So it's not you, it's somebody outside of you who is being incredibly childish this week, and who is just nagging, ongoing and continuously. Now, the interesting thing, the two charms that landed inside of your circle, we have a little elephant and we have an owl. Both of these animals to me represent wisdom, represent we know that elephants have good memories, and we know that we associate owls with wisdom and truth and all of those kind of things. So it's interesting that you've got these two really powerful, significant animals that have come through here to represent your week ahead. So this is telling you that this is how you need to respond to this particular situation. So Gemini, this week you need to make sure that you are thinking before you react. That's the owl. Thinking before you react. And also, I'm going to bring the elephant in and say to you that you need to also be remembering and bringing up the past when you are thinking and contemplating this entire situation. So basically what it means, we can, when we are optimists, and I like to think we're all optimists, when we are optimists, we tend to think that, you know, a person's behavior is the first time they're behaving that way. We don't often remind ourselves, oh, but you know what, this is a pattern. We don't often see the patterns. And I think this elephant is coming through, especially with the owl, to say to you, you need to be wise, you need to be remembering, because this situation, and we have the infinity sign here just to drive the message home, that this situation that you're dealing with, this childish situation that you're dealing with, is ongoing. It is a pattern, a pattern on repeat, and therefore you need to change your behavior, your reaction, your response to it. So what I'm saying to you here, Gemini, is whatever it is that you're dealing with this week, it's time for us to tackle it in a different way. It's time for us to recognize the pattern, to recognize the truth of what it is and how it is, and it's time for us to change the way that we react. Because obviously, the way we've reacted previously has not solved the problem, because the problem is still here. So we now need to change our tactics. So be wise about it, but pay attention to what you've done in the past, how you've done it in the past, and the patterns of the past, and change your behavior in order to change the situation. All right, Gemini, interesting one for you. I do hope that this little message helps you and guides you through the week ahead. As always, with love and blessings from our heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Cancerians. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week have in store for you. So let's give the charms a little bit of a shuffle and a smoosh around. Gonna grab just a few of them. I don't want too many, and let's drop. I say not too many, and look at you go. Look at you go, Cancerians. You've got the most so far. All right, so this is interesting. We've got a horseshoe. We have a dinosaur, right? And they're the only two that are on the outside of the circle. And then we have the circle over here. We've got cloud cover, and suddenly everything's gone dark. Oh my gosh. Let me put some lights on quickly. Doesn't that look a little bit better? The magic of a pause button. All right. So we've got a dinosaur and we've got a horseshoe that have fallen outside of the circle, and then we have quite a lot of stuff that has landed inside the circle. I'm not going to fiddle with this just yet. I'm going to leave it for a second. Cancerians, the way this works, anything that is inside the circle is a direct reference to you. It is representing you. Anything that falls outside of the circle is external factors that are happening to you. Okay, so let's look at what's going on with you at the moment. So I want to see, what is this charm, because I don't even recognize it. It looks like a bit of a, oh gosh, I actually don't even know what this is. I'm going to go with a musical instrument somehow. And I say that because I can see the serrations here, the lines here. So I'm going to call this a musical instrument, but I don't actually know. If you know what this is, please comment and let me know. But I'm going to call this a musical instrument. That's my intuition. And I love music. Music to me is healing. Music is soothing. Music is what brings peace and tranquility. Let's see what this next one is. You see. So here we have a little dove, and it's carrying an olive branch. All right, so we've got a dove carrying an olive branch. So now I understand the music reference and the peace and the tranquility and the happiness and the joy, because maybe there is something that has been eating at us, something that has been bugging you for a long time, and it's almost like Spirit is saying, you know what, this is a good time to do some work with that, to issue the olive branch, to offer the olive branch, to offer, you know, a little bit of a peace sign to make things better. This symbol that I have over here, or this charm that I have over here, is representing the sun to me. Okay, so representing sunshine and happiness. I don't know about you, but I always feel happy when the sun shines. I don't like it when it belts down at us, but I love a little bit of sunshine, especially after rains. And the sun coming out is also the representative of happiness, of joy, but also shedding light on a situation. Then we have, and it has turned upside down, but that doesn't matter, we do have a little cupcake, because who doesn't need a little bit of sweetness in their lives? I'm going to put it all together in a second. I just want to go through the charms, and then it'd be interesting to see how many of you know what this is. So how many, give your ages away if you know what this is. This is a cassette tape, friends, which is again about music, but it's also about recording music. Okay, so we've got two things of music. We've got peace, we've got sunshine, and we've got cupcake. Now what we have over here, and I haven't touched it yet, it's difficult for you to see, but it's actually two charms that have sort of, connected with each other. Now, the one that's standing upright, I'm not even sure what it is, but the one that's lying across the bottom is a lotus flower. Lotus flowers are again about healing, about coming through a difficult period, about, just feeling as if you've made it, feeling as if that feeling of euphoria, that feeling of happiness. But what I'm curious about is the one that's lying diagonally in. So I'm going to try and remove that one because I actually don't know what it is. Oh, it's really stuck in there. Oh, look at that. It's a seahorse. I love my seahorses. How do you know I love my seahorses? Because I even have a seahorse on my Pandora bracelet. Seahorses are just the cutest things, aren't they just? What are seahorses? Why do I like seahorses so much? Well, seahorses are different. They go against the grain. They do things a little bit differently. They are so tiny. They are so cute. They are so delicate. But yet they manage to survive against all odds. Nobody really takes them seriously because they seem to be so nothing, but yet they are so much. And that, like I said, I love the fact that they do everything differently. They go completely and utterly against the grain. So, Cancerians, for you this week, there is about focusing on the positive. Okay, I'm saying that because we've got the lotus leaf, we've got the sunflower, we have got the dove, and we've got the seahorse, which is telling you to do things a bit differently. The music to me is about healing. It is about soothing. It is about, just uplifting the moods, because music represents our moods, doesn't it? If you're in a bit of a bad mood, you will tend to play very rah kind of music. If you are a little bit sad and lonely, you would play music that would depict that. And if you are happy, you would play music to depict that. But we could also use the music to change our moods. So maybe that's what it is, because you do need a little bit of sweetness in your life. It's time for you to focus on the positive. It's time for you to focus on the things that are going well for you. And it's time for you to bring a little bit of happiness and a little bit of sweetness into your life. Because you know what? Be unique, be different, be who you are. Don't try and conform. And this is the message for you, Cancerians, is don't try and conform. You've been through a lot, okay? You've been through a lot, but now it's time to do the healing, to do the light work, to shed light on the situation, to realize what you've been through. It's time to offer the olive branch, to have a little bit of sweetness, and to let the music be, the food for the soul, but to understand that you are unique and that you are different and you don't operate the same as everybody else. And that is what makes you absolutely fabulous. Now, if we look at the two that we have outside of our circle. So the first thing we have is the horseshoe, and everybody knows that a horseshoe is luck. It's luck. And then we have the dinosaur. So we have an extinct animal, but we also have an incredibly large, powerful animal, one that if it were, alive today, we would all be absolutely petrified of it. But to me, that the dinosaur represents longevity. It represents something that's been going on for a long time. So what it's telling you is whatever the situation is that you're going to be dealing with this week, Cancerians, it's something that you've been harboring, it's something that you've been carrying, it's something that you've been processing and dealing with for an incredibly long time. And that's why Spirit is saying to you, it's time to heal. It's time to let it go. It's time to put it down, and it's time to allow yourself, to give yourself permission to move forward. You're in a lucky phase, okay? You're in a lucky phase, and things are going to work out for you as long as you are prepared to let go and to do things differently, to stand on your own, to stand uniquely on your own, to do things your way and not always conform to what other people think or what other people say. So this is an interesting one for you, Cancerians. I do hope that you have just the most amazing week ever, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Leo. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week have in store for you. So giving the charms just a little bit of a shuffle. I'm going to grab just a few. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. All right. So, Leo, you have got one landed in the circle and 1, 2, 3, 4 that have landed outside of the circle. So the way that the circle works, in case you didn't watch the intro, the circle is what represents you, okay? So anything inside the circle represents you and what this week is about. Anything outside the circle represents something that is happening to you. So it's an external force that is happening to you. So let's start off with you, because I mean, this is just fabulous. If you had to get one, you picked the right one. What we have here is a 4-leaf clover, Leo, and a 4-leaf clover is about luck. It is about, you know, a one in a lifetime opportunity, or, you know, that kind of thing. We don't see 4-leaf clovers very often. And when you do find it, you know that it is a amazing, amazing, amazing situation. So this is telling you, Leo, that this week, nothing really can go wrong for you. Things are going to actually be fine. You're in a really lucky phase. You're in a really good phase. And you must definitely take advantage of situations and circumstances this week. So let's see, what are the situations and the circumstances? So I'm going to go through these charms. This one that we have over here, if I can bring it forward and get it into focus, is a little ruler. So what do we do with rulers? We measure, okay? What do we do with rulers? We measure. So it's about measuring everything that's happening in your life. This week, there is luck, there is happiness and joy and abundance and all of those glorious things, but everything needs to be measured. Why do we need to measure things? Well, we measure things, Leo, because we want to know if it's good enough. We want to know if we've reached our goals. We want to know, you know, how much of it we have, so that we know what we can do with it, what we can do about it, all of those kind of things. So we mustn't take anything for granted. We must measure, we must have facts, okay? Then the next charm that we have across the top here is a little bee. Okay, so it is a little bee, a little furry, fluffy, gorgeous golden bee. So bees are just, oh, you know what, bees are so important to me. I love bees. First of all, bees are life. Bees are absolutely life. They create honey. Who doesn't love honey? The sweetest, most delicate kind of golden liquid that is on this earth. But I also, I love bees because of how they work and how they operate. The loyalty, the companionship, the working together, the teamwork, the lack of ego, the lack of, you know, trying to outdo each other, the just amazing, amazing, amazing. So what this is saying to you is to bring a little bit of sweetness into your life, but to also understand that you don't have to do everything on your own. Working with others, bringing other bees in, as long as we're all working towards the same goal, as long as we're working towards the same thing, it's going to be okay. And then at the top here, Leo, you have this beautiful little angel. I don't know which way is up. Nope, that's the bottom side. This is definitely the face of the angel. Right, you have this beautiful little angel. What is the little angel saying to you, Leo? Telling you that you are protected. You are safe and you are protected this week. Everything's going to work out exactly as it needs to. You are safe and you are protected. We need to be making the sweet stuff. We need to be measuring, and we need to know that we are protected. There is, okay, luck. There is success. There is abundance. There is all of those things happening for you. And our last charm that we have, it did land face down. This one always lands face down, but I want you to see the lines that we have underneath it. And on the other end, if I can bring it into view, this is what this charm I use. I know it's got little flowers, but it's this that I'm referring to, and to me it represents wind. It represents wind and clouds, okay? So that's what this particular charm represents. What does that mean? What does wind and clouds mean? Well, it means change, okay? It means change. If wind is blowing through, it takes the dust, it takes the stuff, and it moves it to the next place. So it is about change and evolution. Clouds, when we see clouds coming, we know that the weather is changing. We know that the environment that we're in is about to change. And sometimes that changes for the better, and sometimes that changes also not for the better, just as with wind. So Leo, putting all of this together, you are going through a very lucky phase at the moment, okay, which is great. But there is still a lot of hard work that needs to be done. You need to measure for accuracy. You need to measure for abundance. You need to measure for facts and truth. You are protected. There are angels around you all the time keeping you safe. But you need to prepare yourself, brace yourself, because change is coming. Okay? Change is coming. The fact that you've got a 4-leaf clover tells me that the change is probably going to be very positive for you, but just be open to it this week. All right? Just be open to it this week. Also, with regards to wind, sometimes the wind can bring a little bit of chaos. But if there is a little bit of chaos for you this week, just hold on to the fact, 4-leaf clover, you're going to be fine. You are protected. Stay on the facts and work hard, and you will be just fine. So Leo, with much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Virgo, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week ahead have in store for you. Giving the charms a little bit of a shuffle, grabbing just a few, and let's drop them and see what you have. All right, so 3 charms dropped for you, Virgo. We have 2 that have landed outside the circle, and we have a spider. It's a tarantula in the middle of the circle. If you didn't watch the intro, if you're wondering what the circle is, the circle represents you. So anything inside the circle represents you. The things that land outside the circle are things that are happening to you. Okay, so let's start with the tarantula. And if you are afraid of spiders, I do apologize. I'm not going to pick it up and show you a close-up view because I don't want to scare people. Personally, I do not mind spiders. I wouldn't hold a tarantula, but I'm not afraid of tarantulas. I'm not afraid of spiders. Little spiders I will definitely hold. What do spiders represent? What is the understanding of a spider? Because remembering this is now inside the circle, it means it's happening to you. Well, like I'm talking about fear of spiders. This is telling you, Virgo, that you must understand that maybe you're coming across a little bit scary at the moment. Maybe people are a little bit afraid of you, but in reality, you're just a fluffy little furry thing. So understand that people's perceptions of you this week may be a little bit skewed, maybe a little bit off, all right? Maybe you're coming across a little bit hard. Maybe you're, scaring people a little bit. The other thing about spiders we need to remember is the fact that they're able to create the most amazing silk, spider web, which is so strong that it can catch their prey, that it can house them, that it can stretch big distances and withstand, weather and wind and all sorts of things. So, they're pretty magical beings. They're pretty magical creatures. And they have abilities that no other creatures can do. So you are quite magical. You are quite special, Virgo. And this week, people may be misjudging you. All right? Just know that. People maybe the way that you're coming off, the way that you're showing yourself is not really a true indication of who you actually are. And I'm interpreting it all of that because of the mask. So as you can see, we have this beautiful mask. All right, when do we wear masks? When we want to hide our identity, when we don't want to be seen for who we actually are, when we want to pretend to be something different. All right, and then across the bottom here, I don't know how many of you will know what this is. Giving your age away. If you know what this is, you're giving your age away. So what this is a cassette tape. It is a thing from a few years back where we used to have music recorded onto, or voices recorded onto, or any kind of sound recorded onto. And it was our entertainment. It was our fun. Music is the food for the soul. So we've got ancient music coming through. You know what, Virgo, the message here is music does feed the soul. So people are misunderstanding you. And, again, a cassette tape, it works in today's world if you have a cassette tape player, but it doesn't work as well as our modern technology goes. So it is about doing a little bit of an upgrade, okay? That's the interpretation I'm getting for you, Virgo, that we maybe need to do a little bit of an upgrade on what we sound like, because people are afraid, people are nervous. I'm telling you now that this is telling you to do a little bit of upgrade on your communication, on the way that you express yourself, on the way that you are perceived and imagined. Because, Virgo, people don't know who you are. The person who you actually are is not being depicted, not being reflected in your actions and behaviors. So it's time to bring it all back into play and to just spend a bit of time this week focusing on what you're saying, but more importantly, how you're saying it and the perception that it is giving. And make sure that you're not, that you're not scaring people away unnecessarily. All right? Interesting reading for you, Virgo. I do hope that it makes sense to you. I do hope that you understand it this week. And I do hope that you're able to make necessary adjustments. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Libra, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week ahead have in store for you. So giving the charms just a little shuffle, grabbing just a few, and let's drop. Oh, that's interesting. So you've got 2 that have landed in the circle and 1 has landed far far away over there, and I'm going to bring it closer, but I don't want to bring it into the circle. There is a crown. So your crown went flying, Libra, completely flying. And let's have a look at the two that we have in here. So I'm going to pick up this one first and show you that one. It is a, let's call it a lollipop, okay? It is a little spiral lollipop with a little bow across the bottom. How precious is that? And then the other one that we have is a wild stallion. A wild, okay, I'm going to call it a pony because it doesn't really look like a stallion, but a wild stallion. And then you've got the crown on the outside. So Libra, the message that this is bringing for you this week, if we talk about the wild stallion, so wild stallions are free, they are powerful, you know, they are majestic, they are just the most amazing creatures, aren't they just? And everybody wants to have a wild stallion, everybody wants to ride a wild stallion. You know, everybody has these visions of, you know, horseback riding, wind blowing in your hair and the freedom, but the connection with the animal, the connection with nature, all of this. And then we've got the lollipop. Why? What is a lollipop? So to me, lollipops represent very simple moments of joy and pleasure. As an adult, we don't typically have a lot of lollipops anymore. We don't typically allow ourselves to enjoy lollipops anymore. But if you remember back to your childhood when you were enjoying lollipops, you know, while you had the lollipop and while you were enjoying its sweetness and whatever, life in that moment was pretty awesome. Life in that moment was pretty awesome. And that is what a lollipop represents. And that's also what the stallion represents. Because again, I mentioned to you about riding a stallion, wind blowing in your hair, you know, connecting to the horse, connecting to nature, connecting to all of these kind of things. And when we are doing those kind of things, we are very specifically in the moment. Okay? So Libra, the message that's coming through for you there is this week. It's about being very present. It's about being very mindful of your actions, your behavior, your circumstances, but it's also about taking moments to actually just enjoy the sweetness that life has to offer. Because and I know we're getting towards the end of January, the end of our first month of 2024, and a lot has happened this year already. You know, I see it in all my client consults and things like that. People are already exhausted. This year has been a tough one already. You know, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of change taking place. So you might be feeling a little bit frazzled. You might be feeling a little bit like, I want to break free. I want to run free. I want to escape. I want to run away. But maybe if you just allowed yourself the opportunity to stay in the moment, you would actually feel a little bit more confident, a little bit better, and better able to handle the situation. So let's bring the crown into play. So the crown that we have at the back here, and the fact that it jumped so far away does hold a little bit of significance. This is a king's crown, okay? And what is a king? A king is somebody who is in control. He is in control of his community, his kingdom. He is responsible for everybody in his kingdom, responsible for issuing the laws, making sure the laws are being carried out, but he's also responsible for making sure that we're safe from war and from fighting and criminals and things like that. But he's also responsible for making sure that everybody has food and that everybody has all the things that they need. So he has an incredibly important and responsible job. Now, the fact that, and again I'm going to repeat it, the fact that that crown literally tried to jump all the way up there off camera is also saying that maybe you want to run away from your responsibilities, because a king has many, many, many responsibilities. And Libra, this week, you might be feeling like your responsibilities are weighing you down. And all you want to do is run free and eat a lollipop. So you might find that your responsibilities are just overwhelming you a little bit this week. I'm going to say to you, Libra, if that is absolutely the case, like honestly acknowledge it for yourself, because sometimes just acknowledging it for yourself makes all the difference in making it better. So if you can acknowledge it for yourself, acknowledge that how you are feeling, and then do something to bring a little bit of happiness and joy to yourself in the moment. Instead of trying to escape, instead of trying to run away, instead of trying to be wild and free, just try to stay in the moment. And by doing so, you'll be surprised as to how much better you feel and how much more confident you feel and how easy it is to overcome your circumstances and your situations. Much love and many blessings to you, Libra. I do hope that you have an amazing week. And until we connect again, take care. Scorpio, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week have in store for you. So just giving the charms a little bit of a shuffle, grabbing a small handful and dropping 2 charms, apparently. Only 2. Right, so inside our ring over here, we have a ship's wheel, a captain's wheel. And at the top here, outside of the circle, we have an owl. So I know this is tiny. Let me bring it closer to show you on the tip of my finger. There is your little ship captain's wheel to steer the ship. So Scorpio, the way it works, anything that lands inside of the ring represents you. Anything that lands outside of the ring is something that is happening to you. Okay. So what we have going on here, Scorpio, is you're trying to navigate life. You're trying to handle things. You're trying to steer things. You're trying to figure out which way is up. Okay, you're trying to figure out which way to move forward. How do I move forward? All of those kind of things. So you're trying to navigate. And the fact that it is such a tiny wheel in a bigger circle is saying to you how you're feeling quite overwhelmed with everything that's happening around you. The owl that we have in the top corner here, Scorpio, owls we know represent wisdom. They are nocturnal, they come out at night, they have the ability to turn their heads around quite a lot to see, everything that's going on around them. And this means that somebody is trying to offer you wisdom, somebody is trying to teach you wisdom, somebody is trying to give you wisdom. So because remember, this is happening to you. So somebody is trying to offer you a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of clarity, a little bit of understanding, all of that kind of thing. And you're like, I don't know which way to turn. I don't know which way to turn. I don't know which way to go. You're finding everything all a little bit overwhelming. So Scorpio, the message for you this week is, yes, keep steering your ship, keep moving in a direction, as long as you're not anchoring, okay? We've got no anchors here. It's not time to anchor now. It's not time to stop. It's not time to slow down. But it is time to continue. It is time to carry on. But it's also time to start taking in the wisdom, the advice, and the guidance that is being offered to you externally, because maybe there is some nuggets of truth, some nuggets of wisdom that's going to come through that will help you to better navigate your life, your circumstance. So this week is all about navigation, Scorpio, and about helping or accepting help from external sources. All right. Sending you so much love and many blessings. I hope you have an amazing week. And until we connect again, Scorpio, take care. Hello and welcome, Sagittarius. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week ahead have in store for you. So I'm going to give the charms a shuffle, and I'm going to grab just a few off the top and drop them. And oh, that was only one. I don't want one. I want a few. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we've got a hair first of all. Let's get rid of that. Right. So Sag, you have got 3 charms that have landed for you. Outside of the circle, we have a lock and a key. It's a heart lock and a key. Inside the circle over here, I'm going to turn it over. We have a beautiful crescent moon with an angel wing and a crown. And on the other side over here, we have a symbol for masculine. So the way that it works, Sag, is the circle represents you. So everything inside of the circle is representative of you, and anything outside of the circle is an external factor that is happening to you. All right. So I'm going to start with this first charm, which is a crescent moon with a crown and with angel wings, and it's got all these hearts in its in the side over there. I don't know if you can see that. So what is a crescent moon? Crescent moon is about new opportunities, new beginnings. Crowns are about control and dominance, and wings are about support and love. So much in one little charm. So Sag, this is saying to you that this week there are going to be opportunities for new beginnings, opportunities that are going to be spirit inspired, that you are absolutely going to succeed at. There is a masculine energy. Now, if we understand masculine, we're not talking about male, we're not talking about gender, but we're talking about masculinity. And every single one of us have portions of masculine and feminine within us. No matter what your gender is, we all have masculine and feminine qualities to our natures, personalities, and so forth. So masculine to me is about strength. It's about protection. It's about, being able to engineer, being able to understand and comprehend, but also just to be a support 4, okay? So what this is saying to you, Sag, is that this week there are going to be new opportunities that are going to come your way. And I definitely feel as if the new opportunities are going to come from spirit, right? So it's almost like it's preordained that this is something that you need to be doing, something that you need to be paying attention to. But you need to take a masculine approach to it. In other words, a non-emotional approach, a practical, a down-to-earth, a logical kind of approach to the opportunity. If you get all emotional about it, you know, it's you're going to have a different reaction to it, therefore the opportunity will play out in a different way. But if you take a very logical, systematic, practical, honest look at this attitude towards the opportunity, you're definitely going to see that it's going to end up being a little bit better for you. Now, the lock and the key that we have across the top here, so just to show you that it is a little heart padlock, you can see that's where the key should go. Obviously this key is a bit big for that, and then it does have its little key as well. So this is basically, and the fact that the lock and the key were on the outside of the circle is telling you that somebody, if you're looking at this thinking, oh well, I have this idea but I don't have the tools, or I don't have the knowledge, or I don't have the premises, or I don't have the whatever, this is spirit saying to you, somebody is going to offer you an opportunity or something that's going to unlock the potential. Okay, so Sag, this week is a good one for you. There is a lot going on for you. There is a lot of potential around you. So all you have to do is be open to it, take a very masculine approach to the opportunity, and don't be afraid to accept help from an external source around the opportunity, because somebody's going to have the key to unlock the mystery, the opportunity, the success. Be open to it, allow it, and if you do that, everything's going to work out fine, because this is an awesome opportunity that's coming for you this week. All right, Sag, with much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Right, Capricorn, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week ahead have in store for you. So we're giving the charms a little bit of a shuffle. I'm going to grab a few off the top and drop. Oh, wow. All right, so Capricorn, you have got one charm inside the circle, and you have got 3 charms that have landed outside of the circle. So we have a gun. Now, no panic, no fear. All right, nobody's shooting anybody. This is a trigger. When I see the gun, it is not about violence, because I do not believe in violence. I do not condone violence, and I do not like to even think about violence. This is a trigger. If you think about, and I know these days they don't use guns, but in the olden days they used guns. But these days they use those pop guns kind of thing. But to me, this is a symbol. This is symbolic of a trigger. So what does that mean, Capricorn? Well, it's telling you that this week you are triggering stuff happening in your life. This is an incredibly significant week for you, Capricorn, where you get to trigger your future. Trigger means to start. Trigger means to begin. Trigger means to kick off. Okay? So this is the week that you trigger, kickstart, kick off, begin, whatever you want to call it, your whole new existence. I say whole new existence because of what I see outside of the circle. So let's start with this one over here. This charm over here, Capricorn, is a lotus flower. Lotus flowers struggle through the deepest, darkest, thickest, sludgiest mud. They push through, perseverance. You know, they never quit, they never give up. And then only when they reach the surface of the water do they open up to reveal the most intricate, most beautiful, most lavish little flowers, okay? But it is about the struggle that they go through before they bloom, before they blossom, before they show their beauty. And Capricorn, I think, again, what you're triggering this week, you've been through the hardship, you've been through the difficulty, you've grown, you've climbed, you've succeeded, you've accomplished, you've done all of those things, and now you are ready to bloom. But we need to trigger the event. The event needs to be triggered. So in other words, the lotus flower needs to know that it's reached the surface before it opens up. I want to go to this charm that we have over here, which is a snake. Now, I am not partial to snakes. Snakes and I are not friends, okay? I understand that they are beautiful creatures, and I understand their symbolism. I don't necessarily like them. But snakes are about healing. They are about renewal. They are about regeneration. But they're also about things that happen quickly, like you get a fright quickly, all of those kind of things. That is my interpretation of a snake. So snakes, when they shed their skin, it's a growth. It's becoming a larger, bigger, more powerful, stronger version of itself, okay? And it has to shed its skin. And I can tell you that while it's going through the shed process, it's not comfortable. Okay, it's not comfortable. I mean, personally, I've never shed skin, but it's not comfortable. And I would imagine it's uncomfortable and possibly even restrictive and painful until such time as you are free from that, in which case then everything is fabulous. So again, it is about the hard struggle. And now that we've shed the skin, now that we have triggered the shedding, suddenly everything is so much easier and better. And we feel good, we feel vibrant, we feel amazing, we feel powerful. Then we have this last charm over here, Capricorn, and this charm always lands upside down. And from this point, it always reminds me of the underside of a mushroom. But that's not what it is at all. But I just wanted to show you the lines. It always reminds me of the underside of a mushroom. Mushrooms are something that grow in damp, dark, musty kind of places, but they are so full of nutrients and they are so good. But again, it's the growing period that is so fickle in order to get a really good mushroom from it. But this particular charm, it's the images on this side that are relevant, and it's these swirls that you see. To me, it represents clouds. It represents clouds. Like I know across the bottom here, there is a little flower or whatever, but the clouds bring rain and bring, healthy and healing and whatever to the flowers. So to me, that is the charm that represents cloud. Why? What would a cloud represent? Well, clouds bring shade, they bring shelter from the sun, but clouds bring rain. Rain heals, it revives, it rejuvenates, but it can also bring chaos, destruction, etc. But it's part of our weather system, it's part of life that some days there are clouds. When we see a little white fluffy cloud, you have a choice to see a picture, see it form into a picture and have a bit of fun with it, or you can grab an umbrella to protect yourself. But it's always, when you look at it, you know what you need to do. And that is the message here, Capricorn. This week, you are triggering big shifts and changes in your lives. You have worked so hard to get to this point, and you need to know what you're dealing with so that you know how to react appropriately. So pull the trigger, initiate, start, begin, but be very conscious of the hardships that you've already been through and what it is that you're going towards now so that you can be better prepared for all of it. Capricorn, much love and many blessings from my heart to yours, and until we connect again, take care. Happy birthday, Aquarius. Happy birthday. I know not all of you are having your birthday this week, but we are officially in Aquarius season. So for those of you who are celebrating your birthday in the first week of Aquarius, happy birthday to you. I do hope that you have just the most amazing week. Let's get into your reading, Aquarius, and see what this week has in store for you. So giving the charms just a little bit of a shuffle, grabbing a few off the top and dropping. I said a few and you got a lot. You got a lot. Okay, so Aquarius, the first thing we do is we look to see which charms are inside the circle and which charms are outside of the circle. So you've only got two that have landed on the outside. I'm going to leave them like that, but let's focus on what's inside. The first one I want to look at is this one, and how cute is that? It is a unicorn. It is a unicorn. So Aquarius, it is unicorn bringing you magic, bringing you joy, bringing you possibilities. And in case one unicorn wasn't enough, Aquarius, have two. Have two unicorns. All right, so what are the unicorns? Unicorns are magical. They are, obviously they don't exist. It's a magical creature. It's a pretend creature, but it's a creature that brings success, happiness, joy, and abundance into anybody's life. You also have a wise owl. So with birthdays come wisdom, comes age, comes acknowledgement. So I do think the owl is basically saying to you, you've been through a lot, you've experienced a lot. There is so much magic around you. There is so much possibility for greatness around you this week, Aquarius, which you need to take advantage of. But it is also about understanding the wisdom that you have gained. So we mustn't just feel like, okay, so it's just another year around the sun. It's about recognizing that, the magic that you possess to create, to manifest anything that you want is possible for you this week. This golden one that's lying upside down here is a, what is it called? A mantis ray. So mantis rays are obviously fish, but they're a little bit different to the normal standard traditional fish. You know, their mouths, their eyes, the location, the way that they swim, what they look like, they're a little bit different. And Aquarius, isn't that you? You know, isn't that who you are? You don't want to, like, you want to be in the crowd, you want to be with everybody, but you also don't want to be the same as everybody. You want to stand out a little bit. You want to be a little bit different. You want to be a little bit unicornish, don't you? And this week is definitely that week to happen for you. Then we have the Eiffel Tower. And to me, the Eiffel Tower represents opportunity. It represents greatness. It represents height. It represents the ability to achieve great things. Also, you know, it is associated with love. It is associated with passion. It is associated with heart space. And then the final charm that you have is a little old-fashioned Singer sewing machine. What do we use sewing machines for? To create stuff, to make stuff, to fix stuff, to mend stuff. So, Aquarius, I'm not talking about those two yet. All of the charms that we have on the inside here, the message that Spirit has for you is that this is definitely a magical week. This is a week where you get to stand out from the crowd, okay? Stand out from the crowd, the Eiffel Tower, the mantis ray. You are wise beyond your years. There is magic around you, and there is an ability for you to mend, to create, to blend whatever it is that you want. So this is a period of creation for you. This is a period where your dreams can and will come true. Let's look at the two that we have on the outside. So this little one has a word on it. The word speaks for itself, does it not, Aquarius? And this one, it's upside down, so I'm going to leave it upside down, but I'm sure you start getting an idea of what it is, but let's turn it over. So here we have a little character smiling and happy and just posing and loving a life for what it is. So this is Spirit saying to you, it is your birthday week, your birthday period, even if it's not your birthday in this week. But this week is definitely a magical week for you. Things are going to happen. Things are going to move. There's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of joy, a lot of celebration, and a lot of opportunity for new things, passionate things to develop for you. So I'm going to leave it there for you, Aquarius, because I think that's just fabulous. With much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Pisces, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what does this week ahead have in store for you. So Pisces, we're giving the charms a shuffle, moving them around, giving them all an opportunity to come to the top, grabbing a few, and let's drop and see what you have. All right, so there are 4 charms that have dropped. You've got a mushroom, you've got a spiky thing, you've got an Eiffel Tower, and off camera over here, there is another one which has fallen out. I'm going to push it forward. There it is. You have a Hamsa hand. So Pisces, the way the reading works is inside the circle represents you. Outside the circle represents what's happening to you. So let's talk about you. So the first one we have is the Eiffel Tower. And it's interesting because a different Eiffel Tower, why I have 2 of them, I don't know, but a different Eiffel Tower came out for Aquarius a second ago. So interesting. So this particular one, just to show you, has got this little star on it. Can you see that? It's actually got 2 stars. There's a star over there, and then there's a star over there. So to me, Eiffel Tower is about reaching your dreams. It's about reaching your goals. It's about finding that place of, wow, look at me, I'm here. Generally, Eiffel Tower, it's a very romantic place. People go there to propose. People go there to celebrate love, celebrate life, celebrate happiness. And Pisces, this is Spirit saying to you that this week you get to do all of that as well. The next charm that we have over here, if I can pick it up, is a charm that represents the sun to me. Okay, so I chose this charm. I was looking for one that represents the sun. This was the closest thing I could find. So this is my sun, and the sun is an luminary. It shines light on, it sheds light on, it gives life to our planet. Without the sun, we would cease to exist. When we've had a couple of days of rain and overcast weather like we have in my neighborhood over the last couple of days, when the sun comes out, suddenly we're happier, everything looks brighter, everything looks better. So Pisces, this is Spirit saying to you that you can expect great things this week. You can expect things to be wonderful and amazing this week. Now, I'm saying that also because I've seen what these two charms are, and I'm sort of bringing them into play. This mushroom, and this larger than life mushroom, because it's so much bigger than the other charms. This larger than life mushroom, Pisces, is basically saying to you, something has been growing in the dark. Something that you didn't know, that you hadn't seen, that you hadn't been aware of, has been quietly and silently growing in the dark, okay? And you're going to find out about it. Something is coming to you, something is coming to your life. And to me, I'm going to say, because we've got happiness and joy and success, and because we've got the Hansa hand, I'm going to say to you, whatever's been growing in the dark is nothing to be scared of, nothing to be afraid of, and nothing that's going to bring any kind of harm or disarray or anything like that to you. But something has been happening for a while in the background that you've not been aware of, but you will become aware of it this week. We also have the Hamsa hand. Hamsa hand is the hand of protection. It's the hand of truth, and it is the hand of life. So when we have the Hamsa hand of protection, it's telling you, Pisces, that you are protected, that you are safe. You can stay safe in your bubble where you are enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the light, enjoying the happiness, allowing things to sort of, reach the pinnacles that it needs to reach, and allowing the passion to flow in the way that the passion needs to flow. Things are going to develop for you this week. There's definitely I will really want to say to you, Pisces, get excited for this week. This week is going to be fabulous. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. Good things are going to happen to you this week. Good things are going to happen. You're going to hear good news. Good things are going to go. Things are going to go well for you. It's generally speaking going to be a fabulous week. But it's because of something that's been growing in the dark for quite some time. You are loved, you are protected, and you are safe. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.